Vocabulary about free time. Hobbies. Interest. Take a nap. Have a nap. Definition. To have a short period of sleep, especially during the day. Example. I take a nap almost every day after lunch. Relax. Definition. To take it easy, to calm down, to release tension and anxiety. Example. People in the 21st century worked hard and didn't have time to relax. To set aside some time. Definition. To take some time. Example. If you don't have a pet, set aside some time to do exercise. Take up. Definition. Start to learn or do something. Example. He decided to take up photography as a hobby. Take part. Definition. Participate in something. Example. He took part in the sporting event. Be in the mood. Definition. To feel like doing something. Example. I'm in the mood to listen to music online. Tend to. Definition. Usually, regularly or frequently. Example. She is really careful about what she eats because she tends to gain weight easily. To have a stroll. Definition. To have a short walk to somewhere in a leisurely and relaxed way. Example. My favorite pastime is having a stroll along the shore. Rock climbing. Definition. The activity of climbing rocky cliffs, as a hobby or sport. Example. People who enjoy rock climbing are adventurous and brave. Hiking. Definition. The activity of going on long walks in the countryside, usually for pleasure or exercise. Example. We'll get in some fishing and hiking and perhaps some hunting. Do it yourself. Definition. Also known as DIY, the activity of doing or making something without any support or assistance. Example. A do-it-yourself kit for building a radio. Barely. Definition. Scarcely, hardly. Example. They barely had time to rescue the children from the burning apartment. Fast-paced. Definition. Moving or happening very quickly. Very busy. Example. Our shop is very fast-paced and we require someone who can work well in the fast-paced environment. On cloud 9. Definition. To be extremely happy. Example. Every time he calls me a scientist, I feel like I am on cloud 9. Sedentary. Definition. Of a person tending to spend a lot of time sitting down and little physical exercise. Example. Tom's computer programming job kept him sedentary for most of the day. Every so often, from time to time. Definition. Occasionally. Sometimes. Example. Every so often he treats himself to a meal in an expensive restaurant. As a rule. Definition. Usually but not always. Example. As a rule, my mom gets up at 6 o'clock, but yesterday morning she got up at 8. Frequently. Definition. Regularly. Often. Example. We wrote letters to each other frequently. Give up. Definition. To quit. To stop doing something. Example: I hope he won't give up playing football. Talent. Definition: a special ability or skill that someone has. Example: he has a talent for public speaking. Flexible. Definition: to be able to change or be changed easily. Example: ballet dancers and yoga instructors are quite flexible. Daily routine. Definition: activities that you do every day. Example: my sister has an attendant who helps her with her daily routine. Pursue one's passions. Definition: to follow your interests and desires. Example: she has returned to pursue her passion for teaching English. Rarely, seldom. Definition: example: she rarely left the house and lived in the library. Adopt the habit. Definition: to begin to do something regularly. Example: she had adopted the habit of bowing in the manner of the Japanese. Take an interest in. Definition: to become interested in something. Example: she takes an interest in herself and can make interesting to her students. Drop in. Definition: to visit someone. Example: my uncle dropped in at my house yesterday. Hang out. Definition: to spend a lot of time with someone in a place. Example: my kids like to hang out at the mall. Take it easy. Definition: to rest or relax. Example: the doctor told him to take it easy for a while until he felt better. Intriguing. Definition: very interesting, fascinating. Example: make sure the introduction of your essay is intriguing and inviting. To one's liking. Definition: to someone's taste, how somebody likes something. Example: it is to my liking to have at least a cup of tea every morning. Put off. Definition: to delay doing something. Example: never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Get into the habit of. Definition: to begin to do something regularly or often. Example: he got into the habit of smoking and drinking soon after he quit his job. Give up. Definition: to quit or stop doing something. Example: the doctor asked him to give up smoking. Have a good command of. Definition: to have the ability to use something, especially a language. Example: she studied in Japan and has a good command of Japanese. Do a good deed. Definition: the action of doing a good thing. Example: helping someone or doing a good deed makes me feel good. On a regular basis. Definition: regularly. Example: I check my car on a regular basis to make sure that it is properly tuned. Go sightseeing. Definition: to look around the places of interest. Example: we are planning to go sightseeing in Rome next week. Be passionate about. Definition: really enjoy doing something. Example: she is passionate about creating a culture of happiness. Stay up late. Definition: to go to bed later than normal bedtime. Example: my brother used to stay up late when he was a high school student. Keep up with. Definition: to be able to continue to do something as planned. Example: he had a difficult time keeping up with all of the homework that his teacher gave him. Pursue a goal. Definition: to follow something that someone wants to accomplish or achieve. Example: Susan was pursuing her goal to be a doctor. Share a common interest. Definition: used to describe two or more people who enjoy doing similar things. Example: he and I share a common interest in sports and music. For ages. Definition: for a very long time. Example: I've been working at this job for ages. On a daily basis. Every day. Example: I go swimming on a daily basis. Be more likely to. Definition: has a higher chance. Example: customers will be more likely to choose the more expensive of the other two options. Get into the habit of. Definition: make it a habit. Example: I get into the habit of drinking a glass of water every hour. Get accustomed to. Definition: get used to. Get familiar with. Example: you should try to get accustomed to the new working conditions as soon as possible. To embark on. Definition: to start to do something. Example: we embarked on our trip to America with high hopes. Take advantage of. Definition: use, take chance to use something. Example: at the party, he took advantage of the chance to meet new people. When it comes to. Definition: when talking about. Example: when it comes to traffic, there are no delays at the moment. Routine. Definition: a number of actions someone normally does as a habit. His job will be easier once he settles into a routine. Once in a blue moon. Definition: very rarely. Not very often. Example: my son lives in Italy and he only comes to see us once in a blue moon. Used to. Definition: to show that something is usually done or experienced in the past. Example: Tom used to exercise every morning, but since he had that terrible accident he doesn't exercise anymore. All year round. Definition: throughout the entire year. Example: they had to work all year round. Adventurous. Definition: willing to take risks and try new methods or experiences. Example: our cat is not very adventurous, so she rarely goes outside. Have a whale of time. Definition: have a good time. Example: I went to London when I was 22 and I had a whale of time. Absorbed in. Definition: to be very interested in something and do not notice anything else. Example: he was completely absorbed in his work. Pleasurable. Definition: enjoyable, pleasant. Example: eating out can be a very pleasurable experience. In favor of. Definition. Example. We are not in favor of hitting children. Lost the habit. Definition. Stopped an activity that you used to do often. Example. I lost the habit of writing with hand after having got used to keyboard. Laziness. Definition. The quality of being unwilling to be active, do not want to work or make any effort. Example. The primary cause of Tom's failure is his laziness. Definition. Enjoyable. Giving delight or pleasure. Example. The teacher always tries to make her lessons enjoyable. Amusement park. A theme park. Funfair. Definition. An outdoor area for entertainment where people pay money to go on rides and play games to win prizes. Example. She likes pink cotton candy in an amusement park. Slot machine. Definition. A machine that you put coins into to play gambling games. Example. My daughter really loved the sound of dice and slot machines. Roller coaster. Definition. A structure like a tall railway with steep slopes that goes up and down at a high speed. Example. I have gone on the roller coaster 3 times and not be sick. Pottery. Definition. Vase, pots, cups, plates etc. that are made out of clay and baked in an oven. Example. People in England made pottery centuries ago. Knitting. Definition. The activity of knitting things, such as sweaters, gloves, scarves etc. Example. She spent many days knitting a sweater for him. To mow the lawn. To cut down grass, grain etc. with a lawnmower. Definition. I want him to mow the lawn right after breakfast. Example. I want him to mow the lawn right after breakfast. To mow the lawn. Definition. To cut down grass, grain etc. with a lawnmower. Example. I want him to mow the lawn right after breakfast.